All right, let's talk about Grok-4. This is the new AI from Elon Musk's XAI, and it's not just another incremental update. This is something that has its own creator using words you don't normally hear at a product launch.
That's the quote from Elon Musk. But unnerving is the polite version. During the actual launch event, he called it terrifying. I mean, think about that for a second. The guy who's literally building rockets to go to Mars is terrified by his own software. That makes you stop and wonder, what in the world did they build? And it's not just him. Some people are looking at this and asking, seriously, if this is the last year any of us will remember as being normal? So what is it about Grok-4 that's setting off these kinds of alarms?
Well, the reason for all the drama, all the terrifying language, it really boils down to three little letters. AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. Grok-4 is being seen as the biggest, closest step we've ever taken toward actually creating it.
So just to be clear, AGI isn't an AI that's just a whiz at one thing, like beating you at chess. No, this is the holy grail. We're talking about an AI that can reason, create, and solve problems across every field, just like a human can. Or, and this is the key part, maybe way better. Hitting that milestone, well, it changes everything. To see how close we are, researchers use this thing called the ARC benchmark. For the longest time, progress was just slow. We were inching forward, barely hitting 8%. And then bam, in about a year, Grok-4 comes along and doubles that score. You see, this isn't that slow, steady line of progress we're used to. It's exponential. And that kind of acceleration is a huge sign that we are right on the verge of a breakthrough.
And it's not just on the AGI scale. Grok-4 is just tearing through all the other existing benchmarks. In only 28 months, from a dead start, Musk's team has built what is now the #1 AI model on the planet. Get this. On the AMA Advanced Mathematics benchmark, Grok-4 scored a perfect 100%. To put that into perspective, this AI is getting so smart, we're literally starting to run out of human tests that are hard enough to actually measure its intelligence.
And then you have this benchmark with the, let's say, ominous name, Humanity's Last Exam. It's so tough that the top human experts in these fields, the geniuses, score an average of just 5%. Previous AIs were a little better, around 8%. And Grok-4? It scored an absolutely staggering 44.4%. It's not just a little smarter than us. It's in a completely different ballpark.
So you're probably wondering, what kind of question is on a test like this? Well, try this one on for size. Compute the reduced 12th dimensional spinboardism of the classifying space of the Lie group G2. Yeah, I can't even pretend to understand what that means, but Grok-4 can, and it can solve it. That's the point.
But okay, with all this incredible intelligence, experts are pointing out a really crucial limitation, and it's this. Right now, Grok-4 is a brilliant reasoner, but it's not yet a planner.
Here's the best way to think about it. You can give Grok-4 an impossibly complex physics problem, and it will solve it with superhuman ability. That's reasoning. But it can't wake up one morning and decide, you know what, I'm going to go try to discover some new laws of physics today. That's planning. That ability to set its own goals is the next big step. For now, it's this incredible, powerful tool, but a human still has to tell it what to do.
So enough with the theory and the mind-bending test scores. What does this postgraduate level intelligence actually look like when you put it to work on some real-world stuff? Let's find out.
First test, a pretty tough coding challenge. Could it generate a whole working fluid dynamics simulation of a smoke plume just based on a simple text prompt?
And
yup, it nailed it. In just about 8 minutes, it spit out a working, interactive program. You can literally drop things into the simulation and watch the smoke react in real time. For coding, that's an absolutely incredible feat. All right, next up, a task that AIs have historically been pretty bad at, generating a working, interactive Rubik's Cube. And here, it completely failed. It tried a few times, but just couldn't get it to work. Now, this is fascinating, right? It shows that even with this massive intellect, it still has these weird blind spots. In fact, some other, supposedly less powerful models can actually pass this test.
so what about a different kind of visual test? Let's go with a classic. Where's Waldo?
A definite pass. It found Waldo instantly. Just bam, there he is, pinpointed his exact spot in that insanely crowded picture. This is something that trips up a lot of other models, and it really shows off Grok-4's surprisingly powerful multimodal capabilities.
So, we've got this new, terrifyingly powerful tool. We've seen what it can do and what it can't. The biggest question of all is, what happens next? And Musk has laid out a timeline that is, frankly, breathtaking. Okay, buckle up. Musk predicts that by the end of this year, we'll see major breakthroughs in things like material science and medicine. By the middle of 2026, he expects it'll be able to create a full, high-quality movie from just a text prompt. And by 2027, it could be uncovering new laws of physics, actually rewriting our understanding of the universe. He's not talking about an evolution. This is a total transformation of science and art.
This brings us all the way back to that exponential curve. The progress we're seeing isn't just fast, it's getting faster. We are so close to a moment of huge and probably irreversible change. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's a tipping point that we might be crossing right now. Which leaves us with one last big question to think about. We are building something that will very soon be smarter than we are. It's changing from a simple tool into an entirely new kind of mind. So when it finally arrives, what is the first, most important question we should ask it?